Hi, this is Dave, Fellow Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. We're in Orkney this week, and it's another one of those tasks where I want you to identify the feature circled and work out where the photo was taken from. So we're looking for the highland here circled, and we're using the Ordnance Survey 1 to 50,000 map for this. So whereabouts on there was the photo taken, and where is that high hill circled? So let's have a look in a little bit more detail at the photograph. So what can we see? Well, we're on high ground that drops away, and then we've got this long stretch of water, and we've got this flat, looks like an island there to the right of the view before we hit the high ground on the other side. And if we look from the right hand side, the far distance, we've got some high ground here, and it looks like it drops down into a valley, and then high ground again with the feature circled, and then it drops down into a valley again, and then lower ground here. So can we see some of that on the map? Let's have a look. Well, if we're looking over and the island is away to our right, it makes sense that we're looking onto the island of Grahamsay, and because it's over to the right of the photo, we should be looking from high ground here across this area here. So the high ground in the far distance is going to be on this part of the map, and if we look from right to left as if we were looking from over here, looking southwestwards, then we've got the coast, and then we've got highland here, and then it drops into a valley, and then highland here, and it drops away again into this valley, and then you can just see some more higher ground here just going off the map. So hill, valley, it makes sense then that that high point we were looking for is in here, Ward Hill. Let's just have a quick check on that. So coastline, hill, valley, hill, valley. So Ward Hill is the feature circled. So what we now need to work out is where the photo was taken from. Now we're obviously at a trig point, so that's going to narrow it down. If we look just beyond the trig point, we can see we've got a bit of a horizon line here going across, beyond which the ground drops away, and then in the middle distance we've got this long flattish ridge running away, and then the ground drops away again after that. So let's have a look. I'm going to zoom in on the map now to make it a little bit easier to look at. So we've got two trig points to choose from. We've got one here and one here. So let's take this one first. If we were stood at that trig point looking southwestwards over toward Hill here, does the ground drop away and then extend in a long ridge beyond before dropping away again? Well, there's the ground dropping away, there's a ridge, drops away again, and then we can't see beyond that because it's obscured because of the high ground. So that works for this trig point. What about this one? Well, drops away slightly there, and we've got a flat there, but that's only, well, it's less than a kilometre away, so that feels like it's not far enough. And then after that it's just very close, very low lying ground close to the sea. So this trig point, Ward Hill here, is more favourable. Let's just do another little experiment. So I'm going to draw some lines on the map here. So what I've done is drawn a straight line from the trig point over to the summit of Ward Hill. Done a blue arrow for this hill of Midland and a red arrow for Ward Hill. And what I want you to look at is how close that straight line is to the edge of the island of Grahamsay. So Ward Hill to Ward Hill, line of sight gets us very close to Grahamsay. Hill of Midland to Ward Hill is further away. So let's have a look at that on the actual photograph. So if we were to draw a line from this trig point to the top of Ward Hill, notice how close we get to the island of Grahamsay. If we went in a straight line, we'd be very close to this edge of the island. So that helps answer the question as well. So the answer is that we were looking from the trig point on Ward Hill across the sound here past Grahamsay to the summit of Ward Hill on Hoy. So don't ask me who Ward was to get a hill named after them twice. Maybe a surveyor or something like that. I'm not sure. Interesting. There's a couple of hills there. So anyway, that was your answer. Hope you worked it out. Hope you found it interesting. Thanks for watching. Look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.